Let's fucking go.
Welcome to the Comic Gamer Movie Show. My name is Deshaun, and today I am here to review Final Destination Bloodlines, or if you want to be technical, Final Destination 6. Now, the Final Destination franchise is one of the all-time most, I don't know if iconic is the right word, but it's one of the most revered, well-regarded, not even well-regarded. Well-known franchises of all time. It's kind of a staple. It's one of the early 2000 movies, along with like a Mission Impossible and movies like that has endured through the decades. It's had 6 movies. This will be the sixth movie, and it has this lasting legacy in the zeitgeist of pop culture. It's a I would say this: the Final Destination movies are pop culture phenomenons. Just off of that first movie and second movie alone, they became pop culture phenomenons. In fact, if you recall, the first Final Destination was a movie that I did as a horror classic on my channel, and I said in that review of the original Final Destination that I thought it was one of the most creative and unique ideas that has ever been made in cinema. It is one of the most unique film franchises and one of the most unique ideas ever done. Nothing has ever really done this before. It's right up there with like Paranormal Activity and the Blair Witch Project and things of that nature, of just doing something different and unique with the horror genre that no one had ever seen before. No one even thought of that before. The idea of doing a slasher film, of doing a slasher without the slasher, with death being this construct that you don't see. It's just things happening. Something hits here. I mean, we all remember, certain incidences. It's just like, oh, this happened, so this happened, so this led to this happen, and then dude's head's chopped off. That concept is not only unique, but there's endless possibilities, because just like the show they used to come on back in the day, a thousand ways to die, there are so many ways to die, countless ways to die that you just would never think about. And Final Destination really pushed the boundaries of that and really pushed your imagination of how things could go. Because some of these deaths are from gnarly to just subtle to I never would have even thought that could even happen to could that actually happen. Like, Final Destination is a franchise. It's a franchise that plays with your already paranoid mind about how things could go. I'm gonna just put it to you this way: none of us feel comfortable being behind a lock truck anymore, right? None of us. I don't. I see a lock truck on the road, I don't care how far I gotta get over to the next lane. I'm getting over to the next lane, even though, if you saw the movie, that didn't actually help the people not directly behind the lock truck. So really, you need to get in front of the lock truck. But I digress. Here we got but the franchise, I would say, and some people might disagree, I think took a dip. Took a dip in quality drastically, which, to be fair, it was never like this highbrow, this highbrow, deep, movie franchise to begin with. It was just simple, Somebody has this vision about everyone dying. They freak out. They say, fuck this, I'm not going. Either by coincidence of the people who's hanging out with or other people getting held up, they stop too. They survive, and then slowly but surely, the people who survived start dying in weird, outrageously strange, horrific ways. And that's usually the gist of the story. And it's not too deep. Sure, you can get interesting with the characters. Like the first Final Destination had fun with the characters being really characters. Like, sure, it was a little goofy and a little over the top, but the characters were all like unique and kind of, that's what made that movie work, is because all the characters in that first one were so unique and popped so bad. So when they died in their individual ways, it was just like, whoa, like it gave, like, the characters were set up for the deaths. And it was awesome. It was cool. It was at the time. Then 2 came out and we got that iconic, I believe the log scene was in 2. Actually, it might be in 3, actually, now that I'm thinking about it. I think the log scene might be in 3. But that's kind of one of the problems about that about the Final Destination franchise is I believe at a certain point it started to get less about like cleverly doing things and more about it became sort of outrageous. It became so outrageous that it started to lose its luster. The deaths started to lose their luster. Some deaths were too predictable, and it was just all kinds of things. And so the franchise actually went away for a while. I think the last one came out in like 2018, I believe. Like, quote me if I'm wrong on this. I believe the last one came out in 2018. Yeah, well, no. The last Final Destination movie came out in 2011. So that should tell you the kind of hit the franchise in the public eye kind of took, dude. Like, people were kind of over the gimmick, like, because they were getting lazy with it. Instead of getting more creative with it, sorry, they just decided, we're going to just make it bigger and more spectacle. Oh, we're going to have something happen at a racetrack. Oh, something's going to happen at a theme park. And while those concepts are cool, they just... Like I said, it just kind of rang hollow. There were characters you didn't care about. There were characters you didn't really care if they lived or died. You were apathetic about it. But years later, almost 14 years later, we get this. And I was dubious about this. When I saw the trailer for this thing, I was like, I'm not about to see this shit. All disclosure, I wasn't going to see this movie. And then, see, this is where Rotten Tomatoes is a big thing. This is what Rotten Tomatoes is made for. Rotten Tomatoes is made for when you don't know if you want to look at something, and then you see a Rotten Tomatoes score like a 92% on a Final Destination movie, and you go, okay, I got no choice but to see this shit. What Final Destination movie got a fucking 90 anything? Okay? And I gotta tell you, people, it was a damn fun time. Now, I'm not sure if it's like 92% fun, but it is the best of the Final Fantasy. God damn it. Final Destination franchise. Damn it, these 2 big finals. But it is the best of the Final Destination franchise. I have to say that. I don't know if it's about... Okay, maybe it's not quite as good as the first one, because the first one pioneered all these concepts and made this. But this movie, I've never seen a movie have so much glee with its knowledge. This movie knows you know what the stick is. The movie, the writer and the director of this movie are you can tell the writers and directors of this movie were fans of the other movies, and they are fucking with you throughout the entire course of the movie. They fuck with your expectations. They fuck with what you think you know, because they know what you think you know. And they're like, well, guess what? Fuck you. We know what we know, but you think you know. And I know that sounds confusing, but when you're watching the movie, you're like, okay, so that's gonna happen, and oh no, okay, that didn't happen. Oh, but it's gonna come. Oh, okay, that didn't happen. Oh, okay. Every 5 minutes, that is your literal reaction. You're just like, the director does such a great job of like just starting and going, that you really, by the time the movie is near its end, you really have no clue what the fuck's gonna happen. Usually, and this was the problem with the other Final Destination movies, you kind of get it. You're like, okay, I got this gonna happen and that's gonna happen. It's gonna be something over the top. Like, it became so much more about the kills and not, like, because the special thing about the franchise at its best, it's not just the kills. It's the setup and the kills. It's the anticipation. It is the fear. And also, one of the best things about the movie, the movies in general, is it's playing with your fears. It's playing with your expectations. It's playing with your paranoia. And this movie, by far, than any of the other 6 movies, did such a great job at playing with your expectations, playing with what you think you know, playing with your fears, and just poking the fuck out of you. It's like, dude, you don't know when the punch is coming. It's like this movie is like fighting a dude in a pitch black room, but he can see you, you can't see him. You don't know when this punch is coming. You're just like, I know a punch is coming, but I got no clue when it's coming. And when it happens, you're like, what the fuck? There's a sequence in this movie that happens so quick that, like, and the movie does this thing where, like, I don't want to spoil it for you, but there's this where, like, it fucks with you so long that you start to forget what this movie is, and then something happens, you're like, oh shit, I forgot. This movie is a blast. It's a great time at the theater. Now, the story, which is not, that and death, is this girl Sophia's having nightmares about her grandmother who survived this epic, in which the opening 15-minute sequence is amazing, but her grandmother survived her grandmother long ago had a vision about this, I don't know, this tower thing kind of falling apart and a bunch of people dying, including herself. And her grandmother freaked out, pointed out the problems that were going on, and hundreds of people survived to this day. But since hundreds of people survived something they weren't supposed to survive, and a lot of people, death, as it turns out, as we find out in a couple of the other movies, death has to kill people in the order that they were supposed to die in. So Death had to work through killing hundreds of people in the order they were supposed to die in. But in the process of him trying to do that, since, of course, it's hundreds of people grew up, it took them decades to do it, because people would go out, they'd have children, then these people don't have children, and then they have grandchildren, and so now he's killing the it became a huge thing where Death has been killing, that's where the title comes from, Bloodlines, because it's an entire generation of people, kids and families, that shouldn't exist. So now Death has to methodically go and kill off all these people who shouldn't exist. And the main protagonist has to try to save her family. And I'll let you know if that works out I won't let you know if that works out for her or not, but I will say it's an interesting setup. It answers an interesting question that a lot of people have actually asked over the years, like what happens when someone who was supposed to die have a child? Is the child still on the chopping block, or is everything cool? As it turns out, no! The child's on the chopping block. But yeah, this movie was a blast, guys. Go check it out right now. Final Destination. I would probably give Final Destination Bloodlines, it's a 9 out of 10 for me. This was a fun fucking movie. Bloody, interesting ways they kill people. Fun. There's a particular fun character, Eric. Eric is by far the funnest character in the movie. Oh boy. Stuff happens with him. But anyways, thank you guys for watching the Copyright Movie Show. Please remember to like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Goodbye.